travelers, and welcome to or welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome to the family. I hope that you will hit that like and subscribe button. It would really help me out and I love to have you around. If you are new here, you may also not know that we are trying something a little bit different on my channel right now, and we are trying different food and different diet cultures from around the world. I asked you guys over on the TL Travel Instagram what kind of food and diets you wanted me to check out. Some of them were, you know, tame, great, healthy diets from around the world. Others, let's just say, landed a little bit more on the wild side. I'm starting slow and easy and moving into the more ridiculous towards the end of the month, but every single week I am trying a new diet or new way of eating just for you guys. So just to recap really quickly, week 1, we tried out the Japanese diet. Week 2, we checked out the new Nordic diet. And this week we are checking out the French paradox because y'all just love your bread and cheese. I'm just gonna say it. That's just how I feel. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I will let you guys know in just a second a little bit more about the French paradox. But really quickly, before I do that, I am just going to give you guys a super quick disclaimer, which is that I am not a nutritionist, I am not a dietitian, I am not a doctor. Don't come here for health, medical advice, any sort of that stuff. I am just trying all of these things out of my own curiosity and for fun. I know that for some of these diets, weight loss is listed as a pro, as a bonus. That's fine. I am more so going to be addressing how eating like this makes me feel and also how it affects my wallet being here in Canada. So yeah, I think that's everything. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the French paradox, what it's all about, and then we're gonna do some shopping. So the reason why it is called the French paradox basically is because, yeah, the French, they love their pastries, they love their dark chocolate, they love their wine, pastas, carbs, breads, all of those things that traditionally we are told, like, if you want a healthy diet, that's not what you should be eating. Don't lather your sourdough bread in butter was something that I was always told as a child. But yeah, the French just enjoy their food, and rightly so, because it's all so good. I'm not gonna lie, I loved my foodie experiences when I was in France. If you've been to France and you have tried some delicious food or have any faves, I would love for you to comment them below because it's been a while and this is making me feel like maybe I want to go back and do a little bit more, you know, eating around. Typical rules for the French diet seem to be quality over quantity, smaller portion sizes, and more, you know, delicious and savory foods are preferred. The French also seem to take a little bit more time to enjoy their meals. So instead of piling up a big old portion and just scarfing it down, they're typically taking their time to eat their meal, enjoy the flavors, you know, that whole rule about putting your fork down between each bite. That is something that I have seen sort of cropped up in articles here and there about how the French do it and stay so slim. So I've actually never really put any thought into how fast I eat. My husband Derek seems to think that I eat incredibly slow, but we're gonna find out. Traditionally, their breakfasts seem to be a little bit smaller than the breakfasts that I have experienced in the Japanese diet and the new Nordic diet. So I'm gonna be just doing like baguette and jam and maybe like croissant, that kind of thing for my morning breakfasts. A little bit of fruit instead of like the rice and vegetable and egg dishes that I was doing in the Japanese diet. For example, lunch is a little bit of a larger meal, typical sandwiches and soups and all of that good stuff. And then dinner seems to be fairly simple, meat, potatoes, fish, vegetables, that kind of thing. Again, on that trend of like not a ton of red meat. I think that really seems to be a trend in most of the more healthy diets in the world. Now, I will say really quickly that the French paradox has been debunked. The more that I well, it didn't even really take that much research looking into it. So it really isn't about the actual foods that they are eating, but it is more to do with the fact that they are eating smaller portions and that they are giving themselves that extra time to eat and digest and to sort of curb their hunger. I think statistically speaking, it takes something like 20 minutes for your body to like acknowledge that it is full. And in 20 minutes, the average person can eat like triple the amount of calories that they need if they're just eating nonstop. So definitely this notion that like the French diet is just kind of like eat bread, cheese, butter, and then lose weight is not a thing, but definitely the culture and the ideas surrounding how they eat their meals is like, seems to be where it's at. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So unlike the last 2 meal plans that I did for the French diet, I am not going to print out like a hard and fast meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner sort of situation. I think I've sort of wrapped my head around what I should and shouldn't be eating, and the portion sizes and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to head over to the grocery store, grab myself all the goodies that I usually deprive myself of, and I'm gonna get ready for a week of eating like the French.
2 hours later.
Okay, you guys, so I just finished my grocery shop for the French diet, French paradox, if you will. And I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and say, like, that was so much harder than I thought that it was going to be. Not to like find items, because obviously it's just like, you know, delicious jams and breads and butters and all of that kind of stuff. But like, I was really surprised, or I surprised myself at how difficult it was for me to just like wrap my head around purchasing like baguettes and a loaf of bread for sandwiches and like cheeses and butter and all of these things that I know are delicious and like I'm going to really enjoy eating, and that I know that I'm going to be eating in like small quantities. But it's just been so ingrained in my head that like butter is bad, bread is bad, like carbs bad, all these things are bad. And like, I don't know, like I just keep thinking about, I'm going away soon on vacation, and like, you know, I want to feel good and I want to be fit, and you know, as much as I don't want to say it, I'm just gonna say it because it's true. Like, I want to feel cute. I'm really sorry if that's like a triggering thing for me to say, but it's the honest truth. And like, I don't know, it was just hard. So I have all this food here now and I'm looking at it and I'm like so excited to eat it, but at the same time it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be an interesting week, so. Yeah, that's all for now.
Eventually.
Okay, so yeah, that grocery trip took a little bit of a turn. We're not doing any meal prep in this video, which is a little bit different from the last 2 eating challenges, because I was doing meal prep for the New Nordic and the Japanese diet for things that I wasn't gonna be able to put the time into making like each and every day. For the French diet, I'm just gonna be cooking my meals and making my meals 3 times a day as I normally do. And then I'm gonna be going to the markets a little more frequently to pick up more fresh veg and that kind of stuff for each meal, because that's how the French do it. That's how they keep it fresh. I feel like I need to address what I said in the vehicle earlier and how I'm feeling, but I also don't want this video to turn into something like, I don't know. I don't want to trigger anybody who has like any issues with sort of body image and weight and all of that kind of thing. I am someone who I like to be healthy and stay active and do all of those things, but I've also never been like an incredibly healthy, like I don't think that anyone would consider me to be a super healthy eater or a super healthy, like, you know, I'm not like a health nut or anything like that. So I was a little bit surprised, I guess, with myself when it was as hard as it was to purchase just things that I usually deprive myself of eating or won't let myself eat. So I do think that it's gonna be really kind of a healthy challenge at the end of this week for me to, you know, indulge or just like eat an acceptable amount of breads, pastas, cheese, that kind of thing, because I do enjoy it. And when I am talking about being healthy and happy, you know, in my friend circle and while I'm traveling and all of those things, I always sort of say that you should just eat what makes you happy, and just don't eat it in excess. It's kind of, it's a thing that I always say, but I don't think I realized that I wasn't quite living by it. So that's what the next video is going to be. Me, hopefully not struggling too hard through it, but whatever happens, I'm going to bring you guys along with me. So I'm just going to end this here for now. I know this was a short one, but in the next episode, we will get right into the thick of it. So if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Definitely do it. Hit that notification bell so that you know as soon as the next video is posted, and hit that like button. It would really help me out. And until next time, just stay great, travel safe, and I will see you for this challenge. Till next time, stay great, travel safe. Bye guys.